Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the first and the greatest commandment. And the second is similar. Love your neighbor as yourself. All the law and the prophets hang on these two commandments. Love your enemies. These were the words by which Jesus brushed aside the battle with the devil, abolished the conflict between the good and the evil. These words are not an ostentatious retort to the evil, but introduce a new level, a new approach to the battle against it. It is an individual exercise of self-forging, which stands for the soul's recovery from intolerance. Through a ceaseless practice of love towards the infinite universe, hatred, fear and despise are vanquished, and the notions of devil and enemy lose their significance. Love is not an answer meant to punish or to reform the evil. Love, that Jesus taught, is meant to protect the soul from falling. According to Jesus' teaching, feelings of hatred and disdain, in all their forms and in any conditions, must be eliminated, even at the cost of one's life. The ones who bring about hatred and war, those who hate the devil, are in fact servants of the devil, and they become devil-alike. But I tell you, do not resist an evil person. If someone strikes you on the right cheek, turn him the other also. And if someone wants to sue you and to take your tunic, let him have your cloak as well. If someone forces you to go 1 mile, go with him 2 miles. The true meaning of these words cannot be grasped and understood by a rough spirit. Any denigrating action or thought, whatever their target may be, is finally self-destructive. By being angry and intolerant, we reap the fruits of the previously emitted evil without even knowing it. Put your sword back in its place, Jesus said to him, for all who draw the sword will die by the sword. Jesus referred to the moral death of the one who draws the sword through his word, attitude and action. From the Bible, from the first book of Moses, we find out how man has been fatally contaminated by separating the good from the evil. Eve, persuaded by the devil, has committed the original sin, eating fruits from the tree of knowledge. Certainly, Adam and Eve had known the good and the evil before eating the forbidden fruit. Good meant acting in accordance with the laws and God's commands, while the evil meant the capital punishment. And he commanded him, saying, Of every tree of paradise you shall eat, but of the tree of knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat. For in what day soever you shall eat of it, you shall die the death. The opening of the eyes and becoming aware of their own nakedness signify the acquiring of language, memory and thought, a process which lasted millions of years and countless generations of Adams and Eves. During this evolution, the repulsive organic reactions towards the evil have become psychological and affective reactions such as hatred, anger, disdain. This antagonist duality, good-evil, is the result of the sense-bound mind. For this mind, sickened with hatred and fear, the good and the evil are antagonistic and continually destroying each other. Man has extended this destructive duality by inventing God as a spirit representing the good, and devil as a spirit representing the evil. The extent of a denigrating and intolerant way of thinking at all levels of the existence has estranged man from his initial paradisical state. For the intellect living in the infinite universe, this duality is meaningless. There are no good and no evil, only several levels of evolution and several forms of organization. In the infinite universe, good does not oppose to evil. The duality good-evil does not exist. Adam and Eve became hateful, menacing and revengeful replicas of the God they were worshipping, the God taught by Moses. Man can regain his initial paradisical condition of immortality and liberate himself from the ensnarement of the good-evil duality by realizing the reconciliation with the Father Universe. The infinite universe is neither good nor bad. The infinite universe only exists. In an infinite universe, there is no disdain, no hatred, no mercy, no revenge, no anger, and no damnation. The infinite universe is governed by laws, causes, and effects. It is the realm of joy, of the universal harmony and unity. Fear of God should be replaced with love. The man who becomes a son has acquired the respect towards himself and towards the whole, as well as the joy of unity, leaving behind the knowledge and the craving of his sensory mind. A son practices love and forgiveness with all his heart and with all his soul and with his entire mind, and thus he becomes like his father. Any love relationship with someone or something from the lower plane is vicious, inconstant and hypocrite, unless it derives from the relationship with the higher plane, the Father Universe. Only through steady practice of unconditional love and forgiveness towards the whole, one can obtain the tolerance within the lower plane. This lower plane means any being or thing, a blade of grass, a grain of sand, or a star in the sky. A man unconditionally devoted to the love for the whole lives into the joy of an everlasting and limitless embrace. The kingdom of God is in the man's heart.